I wouldn't recommend this for vocalists, but I can't warm up. I feel like I'm ready to move on from that. You need to feel that like deep poop muscle feeling. Like that's the only way you can really describe it. I literally don't give a shit anymore. If I like it, then that's fine.
Welcome back to another rundown. My name is Taylor Pace, and today I have the honor and privilege of talking to a very versatile, multi-talented vocalist, somebody I've been a fan of for a long time, Lauren Babic. How's it going?
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
I'm so stoked to talk about vocal things.
Very stoked as well. I really want to dig deep on your voice, figure out how you do what you do in every way, creatively, technically, and I think the best way to start that conversation is, how did you start?
I feel like I started very late. So I only began even singing, like making any vocalizations when I was 17. And I started when I was really young with just piano, like very formal piano, theory, and it was so rigid for me that I quit when I was like 12-ish. And then in high school, I joined the school concert band and played trumpet. And my first, like, I guess, inspiration to want to be a vocalist and be in bands was, like, Linkin Park.
Of course.
And, like, My Chemical Romance, Blink-182, Green Day. And I really got, like, stoked on that culture and band culture. So I joined a ska band when I was 16.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I played trumpet in the ska band. But I wasn't singing in that band. But I got a taste of like what it was like to play live, be at shows, and
I guess you need breath support for trumpet.
Huge.
Yeah.
And maybe that helped.
Maybe it did.
Transition into my singing, but
Do you still have a trumpet?
No, but I can
You should get
probably
one.
still play.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it like trains your diaphragm because there's a lot of breathing that comes with that.
You should put trumpet on the next album.
There is saxophone.
Okay, word.
There is saxophone. But
Maybe you could duel with the saxophone player.
Saxophone.
Yeah, saxophone and trumpet.
Trumpet.
Just have a
dual
bunch
solo.
of brass. Yeah, that'd be tight.
Yeah, I didn't sing in the ska band, but I knew that I wanted to be a front person.
Yeah.
Because I felt that pull to it, and I think vocalists like Chester really inspired me to want to do that. So I started like kind of mimicking my favorite vocalists, and I got into heavier bands like Under Oath, and you know, like Spencer Chamberlain was a huge vocalist inspiration for me because he screamed and sang, and that was something I always wanted to do, was like that duality of it all. So Under Oath was huge for me, learning how to do vocals and like develop the range that I have. And so the very first time I ever sang in front of anybody was at Red Handed Denial's audition.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I like went in and we ripped Blood Meat by Protest Hero.
That's awesome.
That was like my audition song.
Did you learn how to sing first or scream first, or was it kind of all at the same time?
It was just everything, and just like fucking up a lot.
Yeah.
Figuring out like, oh, that hurt. This feels bad. This feels fine. This sounds good. So it was all trial and error. I did not know what I was doing. I was not formally trained whatsoever. And I just kind of did it through mimicking and feel. That was how I did it. Yeah.
Were you like a car screamer, a shower screamer, or like where was your practice space?
Definitely in the car.
Yeah.
And definitely like when I was home alone. And I would say I learned how to sing and scream well during my time in Red Handed Denial. And I would say it took about 5 years to not blow my voice live because I was doing screaming and singing.
Right.
And like
That can be tough.
It's hard to balance like placement and distortion in one spot and then pulling back and doing singing. Like it took a really long time.
Yeah. I don't envy the singing and screaming and having to balance those, because that's like you're going from one very intense state to a much more relaxed one, and you have to get used to that motion. So I guess it was like a lot of just trial and error over time.
Yes.
So I mean, that just kind of goes to show that learning how to be a vocalist is like a very non-linear progression, experience. It's not like just knowing the right thing to do isn't enough. Like you have to train your muscles to get there.
Yeah, and you have to just like become familiar with the sensations that are happening, because even now, after doing it for 15 years, I still know that there's things that I want to do that I haven't done yet, and sensations in my throat that I would love to experiment with, but I don't know even where to start on certain things. And I think it's important for people to know that like the vocal journey is never over.
It's never over.
And we go through these ebbs and flows, even doing it professionally and going on these tours, going through like very, very strenuous situations. We go through it. And there are periods of time where, and you've probably gone through this, where like, I've gone through periods of time where like, I forgot how to do it. And like, I have to almost like reset myself and take a break and step back. And sometimes it's rest, sometimes it's sleep, sometimes it's anxiety.
And you never know what it is.
No, and it could be allergies. It could, sometimes you don't know.
Yeah, it's just a little dry in this room. Yeah. Just something small.
And it's like, every day is a constant like reevaluation of where you're at, and it can be exhausting, but it's part of what we do.
It is.
And it's just never over. Like I'm always learning something every day.
Didn't you have kind of a recent bout with like sickness on a tour where you had to unfortunately cancel a show?
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure that was tough.
Being sick on tour is as a vocalist is like the worst thing ever. So in December, I was on tour with I Set to Kill, and I went into the tour recovering from a sickness, and it was that one that was going around where it felt like knives were in your throat.
Yeah.
And so that was a week before the first show, and so thankfully I did one rehearsal before the tour, and I only did singing, didn't scream, because it seemed like the screaming was aggravating it. And then we ripped the first 4, it was fine. But then the day off after the 4th show, I felt something else. I felt the tickle again, and I was like, oh my God, no freaking way is this happening again. So by my birthday, which was like around December 9th, we were in like Oklahoma City. I was singing maybe at like 60%. And then the next day, I was coughing up green. And I was like full laryngitis. So I had my vocal coach on the phone. I had my doctor on the phone. And they're like, okay, just talk. And I had nothing. And they're like, if you play these next couple shows like you do, you are risking a vocal injury if you exert with this laryngeal swelling. So medically,
it was necessary.
Yeah, and it happens. Like I think now it's getting more acceptable for the vocalists to take care of themselves. Yeah. Because back in like 2005.
Yeah, just do it.
It's like, fuck it, we ball.
Show must go on.
Right, but like if you really want longevity in this career, you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah, I mean a lot of these like 80s rock and hair metal vocalists that used to be like, like all the way up there, they don't have that anymore. A lot of them.
And you know, drugs,
for more reasons than
alcohol,
one. Yeah.
Late nights.
Right.
Overstraining, like it, and age.
And age will change your voice, of course.
It does.
And they, weren't setting themselves up for success at, at 60, 70 years old, trying to hit the highest possible note they can hit when they're 20.
Right. Things change. Like even my voice is not the same as when I was 17.
No. Yeah.
Not at all. But there are things I can do better now, and things that like I am stronger at now. And if I have to sing a song that is from when I was 20, you do it in the way, and you adapt with what you're good at now. Like lean into what you're good at.
Well, I think like you've done a lot of covers, and one thing I like about the covers that you've done is you're not trying to just rip off the vocalist of the song. You're trying to do it the Lauren Babic way, which is, to me, the point of a cover is to have a different flavor on it. And if you're just trying to mimic this exact same thing, you're never going to quite get there. You're at best going to be the second best copycat of that song.
And I think that's just part of developing your own voice. Like, who are you as a vocalist? Because sure, I've done a few, like a bunch of like 1-for-1 covers where it's like the instrumental's the same and there's not much room to do stuff, but I think my voice is quite unique even tonally, that like why would I want to try and match anybody or try and deliver something the same, because it doesn't feel right in my anatomy, but also in my creativity. Like I never want to be like anyone, and when I was learning how to sing, it was just like, this is my voice, I'm going to lean into what my voice is good at and what I like about it. So that's kind of how, sort of like the philosophy that I've developed about my voice. It's like do what I'm good at and like be the best at what it can do.
Right. I think that comes with time too. Like,
it does.
You know, you have to start with mimicry kind of, because you don't really know what your voice is going to sound like as you've developed it until you've already kind of developed it.
Yeah, you have to like obviously get your technique down and get the sensation down, but
especially with screams, you don't know how your screams are going to manifest.
No.
Like I did only false chord for like 8 years. Just and then eventually I like figured out how to squeeze it and compress it more and get higher screams. And now high screams are like the easiest for me. And I had no access to that for the first 8 years of screaming, which is really weird.
You just opened up a new perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's like part of the journey, like we talked about. You never know what you can access until like, sometimes there's someone will give you like a word or like a little phrase and you're like, it clicks.
Yeah.
And then you can do something.
Or like a cartoon character impression.
Yes.
Or something.
Yes, exactly.
For me, it was like SpongeBob saying Gary, like, Gary! Yeah! I was like, oh, I can like throw a bunch of head voice into this and it still kind of sounds like intense.
Exactly.
It didn't at first, honestly. It was kind of shitty at first.
My guy's Bart Simpson.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of how I, it's like, how do you scream? Well, make the Bart Simpson. Yeah. And it's like mousy and you throw it up into like up here into your nose. That's kind of how I did it. Was like Bart Simpson. I don't know.
I totally ripped off one of your tutorials from online with the like throw up.
The gag.
Yeah.
That was like, that made so much sense to me because that's like vocal compression.
Yeah.
In my brain.
Yeah, it's like you're squeezing like way up top, right? Like
you're setting it up. It's like up, over, out. That's like how I visualize it, and that was like the easiest way to describe it. Because I don't teach people with like technical terms like, okay, you're gonna get your larynx and your epiglottis. Like no one knows.
No, this is Bart Simpson barfing.
No, Bart Simpson throwing up. That's it.
That's awesome.
That's the T.
What other kind of things do you, like, what other screams and like do you have, and what weird characters or like analogies do you use to describe them?
One that's popular, one that I use is like seamlessly going between scream into clean or clean into scream back to clean, and I used like the hey, like hey neighbor. So if you just hang on that word hey and you start clean, like as though you're saying hey, like across the street, like hey, hey. So like to seamlessly go between scream and sing, that was like really helpful for warm-ups for me, to make sure like the little like valve, I call it a valve, like to like practice that.
It's called something. I forgot what it was called. Like the upper part of your vocal tract, like that narrows. I think in the back it kind of narrows.
It's actually, and I don't know if we want to like dive into.
Let's do it.
To dive into the charismatic voice vocal research, which I was a part of, we actually, because I did that with the camera down my throat. It's actually false chord engagement.
Yeah, which is crazy because you're kind of known for being a fry person.
Fry scream.
Everybody calls your scream a fry, and I understand why, because it has that shrill sort of compressed sound that fry tends to have. But yeah, I mean, we were talking a little bit before, kind of spoiling the conversation, and it seems just like the fry false chord dichotomy just needs to be shattered.
It does, because our word definition of false and fry is actually completely wrong, and we were literally able to see that on camera. because everyone all over Reddit, all over the internet, people tell me Lauren Babic does fry screams. So I'm just like, okay, I'll do fry screams. Sure. So I just did all my different types of screams with the camera up my nose, and they were able to see that I actually have false chord engagement. And it has nothing to do with fry.
Like at all?
No, because fry is this.
Yeah.
This is fry.
It's like your vocal folds making
It's
the
like
distortion sound.
that is your true vocal fold.
Right.
And we saw that on camera. And when I do the clean to distortion back to clean, what was happening was it was the pressure buildup and the compression. And we literally saw the false chords cave in over my true vocal fold, and they started vibrating. And then when I went back to clean, they just opened back up.
Yep.
So what we call fry is actually false chord, and what we call false chord is arytenoids.
Ah, ooh, that's spicy.
And epiglottis engagement as well.
Okay, interesting.
So we're classifying them based on the sound, not the anatomy.
Right.
So anatomically, it is false chord and arytenoid. That's the difference, but if we sort of like normalize the understanding of like, okay, fry is actually false chord engagement and false chord sound is actually arytenoid and epiglottal engagement. So but like, we're not going to go on a Reddit feed and be like, wow, I love his arytenoid engagement. Like, we're not going to do that. So maybe if we just understand that like the sound that we call false chord is actually arytenoid and sort of like this elongation of the cavern.
Yeah, you're like lowering your larynx.
You're lowering the larynx.
Yeah.
Bigger things are vibrating, and that's not to say there is no false chord engagement with the arytenoids, but it's all of it.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, and it makes sense because you do that. So what we were trying to do is I was trying to get that arytenoid engagement, like that which is very like almost like an air dump, and it is a very relaxed technique.
Very relaxed.
That's not what I do. It's not what has ever.
That makes it, because the false folds are like, when I look at the anatomy of the larynx, the false folds are like sitting on either side of the vocal folds.
Yeah.
And so
they're like kind of these little fleshy pieces on top.
And when I go, I don't really feel anything super strongly pressing together the way I would feel it if I'm doing something more like what you're doing. Like,
more of a pressure buildup.
Right.
That is actually like your little false folds caving in over your beautiful vocal folds, which are like these little elastic bands. So the arytenoid muscle it literally looks like alien.
Yeah.
And they're
like
these
two
like
knuckles.
Little knuckles. That's and they're like on top of the on top. And they're really big, they're really thick. And you can see this like little vibration that happens when those come together. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it makes that big, loose, full, that never came naturally to me, even though I want to. But it for me, tonally, it kind of sounds shit when I do it.
I feel like you're working pretty well with like what you're already doing. Like you already have so many flavors with your not fry, actually false chord scream.
Yeah. And I felt like even with the music I was writing and the music I like, that was never a need. Like I never felt like I needed to get good at that because I'm not necessarily in, a deathcore space.
Vocal production is rarely simple. Multiple plugins, complex chains, latency. What if there was an easier way? Mantra. All-in-one vocal production plugin. Mantra provides all the essential tools for modern vocal production, making your workflow smarter, faster, and more musical.
I don't know, one of your songs that you put out last year is pretty heavy.
Oh yeah, I'm bored. Which that was kind of my like one and done, and it had some hardcore influences in it too, and I was just like, okay, let's just have fun with it and do that. But I wasn't necessarily going to learn a technique. I was just going to
Yeah.
do what I was good at
Yeah.
and what I like doing and what feels good.
You don't need everything. I feel like
No.
like I am definitely the type of vocalist where I like to go a lot of different places myself. But if you go too overboard with just like, I have to hit every single technique within this one verse, it starts to all blend together and
It
not
also
be as
doesn't
exciting.
feel inspired anymore.
Yeah.
It almost feels like you just want to run a clinic. And that is good for, teaching, but
Yeah.
when you're
It's fun for an Instagram video.
Yeah, but if you're writing a song and you want to like show your artistry and wear your heart on your sleeve and express yourself, like if you get too technical about it, you can lose the heart in it.
Yeah, there has to be like a push-pull
yeah.
kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
Like,
which is really tough.
dense and technical, but then it's not for a while. And,
Yeah.
that makes the dense and technical stuff feel more interesting when it actually does happen and impactful.
Yeah, because if you're constantly at 100,
Yep.
then nothing's special anymore.
Yeah, you might as well be at 0.
Exactly.
Yep.
If you give all the time, then you're really just giving nothing. So it was, I'm Bored was like my one and done.
I like that song. That is one I wanted to talk about because there was like
Sure.
a lot of stuff. I want to stay on technique stuff because I'm liking that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I have had a sort of suspicion about like what a lot of people refer to as fry is actually like super glottal. Like it's not the true folds activating. Because like to me the true folds distorting is like, oh yeah. What a lot of people often call fake fry or
Yes, like
or whisper fry.
Whisper screaming.
Which I don't like those terms because I know a lot of people that crush with that type of scream.
Sure.
And it sounds just fine. It's quiet, but I don't know if you have a microphone, what's the purpose of the
Well,
microphone?
and I think that's a huge misconception with screaming is like, oh, it must be loud.
Yeah,
but, like,
some people are.
Some people are really loud, but that's what their body does.
Mhm.
Like, of course, you see Alex Terrible screaming at a bear,
Yeah.
screaming with no mic, but that's the technique he's doing, and that's what his body wants to do.
He's a loud guy.
He's just a loud dude, but if you're learning how to scream and you're comfortable with the scream you're doing and it's not loud,
You shouldn't push it too
don't
much.
push
Yeah.
because you're going to strain yourself. Don't go against what feels natural to you.
Yeah, it's good to experiment. Like,
Yeah.
volume can give you different flavors, I think. But it's not the be-all, end-all. Like,
No.
obviously, if your screams are so quiet that your mic is getting feedback and it's causing, like, technical problems, or it's not giving you a flavor that you like enough, maybe more volume might help. But it also, in some situation, makes it worse. Like, I have some students where I have to tell them, like, hey, you need to actually pull this back about 30%, and I promise you it'll sound better and more controlled.
Yeah, it's that push-pull of like, okay, we need our support, we need our breath support, and we need to make sure we're like screaming and singing with I say with your butt, because like
Really?
you need to feel that like deep poop muscle
Yep.
feeling. Like that's the only way you can really describe it. And yeah, we need that support, but the moment you're like intentionally fighting volume, you can risk straining, or your stamina will tank because you're just fighting volume at that point.
Yeah, definitely. What about your singing? You have a lot of dynamics in your singing. Like it goes very quickly from like very soft head voicey sounds to belting in either chest voice and mixed voice to having like a lot of grit on your singing as well. Did it take you a while to develop all of those flavors, or like how do you usually go about that?
I think I could always do all of it, but the challenging part was how can I do all of it and still have the stamina? When I'm singing live, like I'm doing all those things. It's vocal gymnastics within 40 minutes on stage. So it's the battle was how can I execute this for a long time and not like isolated, because obviously when we're recording and doing covers on YouTube, it's like, okay, I can do a line and then take a break. But when you're in the live setting, you don't have those breaks. You got 40 minutes. You got 30 minutes. You got to give it and not kill yourself. Like you have to give it and make sure that you're not blowing your voice, which was like 5 years early on because I was learning how to sing and scream. So I could always do it, but not well, and not all at once. And that took a little bit of figuring out of like where to push, where to pull. And part of doing it for a long time is not getting like hell bent every night, hitting things exactly the same every single night, because we aren't robots, we're people. So developing like this acceptance of like, okay, where am I at today? Okay, I got this big high note. Do I actually have that today? Okay, yes, great. No, how am I going to hit that and make it crush?
Yeah. So if it's a really belted mixed voice note and you're just kind of like, ooh, that's going to be tough tonight, would you maybe switch to a more head voice instead?
Sure. Yeah, or like add a run and just flipping it on its head, like doing something cool instead, rerouting. And that's part of, I guess, the journey of it all is how do you like fake it till you make it? Because we're human. Our body goes through, like, tour is extremely strenuous. You're dealing with like sickness, elevation, van, outside, humidity, dry. Like one day you're in Arizona, the next day you're in Seattle. Like you never know. So you have to combat all that.
Yep.
And at the same time, make sure you're hydrated and sleeping. So you're not going to be 100% every day.
And if you're chatty like me, you're going to want to talk to a lot of people in the venue that, paid for a ticket. So I'm like, I feel like I owe it to them, obviously. But there is a certain point where I have to be like, I'm starting to feel tired. Like, and if I push this any further, the next day is going to be way more difficult for me.
Yeah.
And I have to like shut myself away.
Yeah, you have to look at the big picture, especially if you're touring. That's why like a one-off show is super nice, because you can
just lean in.
You go in, but like touring is a marathon, not a sprint. So I like to give like 85, but my 85 has to look 100.
Of course.
If that makes sense.
There's like a performance.
Yeah.
Like you might not feel intense. Like in theory, you could just go, and just be chilling.
Right.
But obviously, why would you do that? You want to,
Right. So it's part of the art. It's part of keeping yourself healthy. Because if you literally scream live like you do in the studio every single day, that is like not
it's not sustainable. Nope.
Even if you're dealing with all those environmental issues, like you have to constantly be assessing and reassessing where you're at every day, which is exhausting.
It is.
But like being
you kind of get used to it though.
You do. It's part of the job.
Yeah.
Like that is the job and the burden of being a vocalist, and that's why maybe, our bands call us divas.
Yeah.
But like we literally, our instrument is our body.
It's like, I put in so much work plugging this microphone in.
I'm exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
But, we can't be staying up till 4, and we can't,
I struggle with that.
It's hard.
That's my, I'm a big insomniac.
Hard. Yeah.
But I try to sleep in as much as I can. Yeah. I'm like, don't wake me up until 12.
Sleep and water is like, those are the two greatest things that a vocalist can have.
Absolutely.
And those are like bare bones. Sleep and water. If you have those two things, you are setting yourself up for success.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can always still get really sick, unfortunately.
Yeah, but then all the sleep in the world can't help that in
it can help you get over it quicker, I suppose.
Yeah.
And I have found that the more you engage in the marathon and the more like consistent you are as a vocalist, the less those like tiny little factors affect you, and you can just almost subconsciously sort of deal with them. Like
it becomes like airplane mode, I guess. Like or is that the word, airplane mode? Like it autopilot.
Yeah.
Sorry, wrong tech word. It becomes autopilot, and eventually you don't have to think about all those things. It just becomes part of the show, and then you can focus on your performance element,
right,
and your body movements, and
which is arguably more important sometimes.
It can be,
like, I mean, obviously, you want to be able to perform at a certain level, like that is similar enough to what you sound like on the record. Well, maybe not exactly, but like, I'd rather watch an okay vocalist put on the performance of their life than watch a really skilled vocalist just kind of stand there,
of course,
unenthusiastically.
Yeah, it's about connecting with the crowd, and that's part of the art.
Yeah.
It's all of it, and it's just this giant balancing act.
Do you think a lot about what you do with your free hand on stage? Because I do.
Sometimes. I think when I went wireless with my mic, that was an adjustment because
You don't have a cable to
you
hold.
don't have the cable
Yeah, yeah.
to like do things with and just like twirl it around your hand or whatever. But I've actually embraced the mic stand now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it almost becomes a prop, and you can like take your mic off. You can like drag the stand around. You can go put it down. Like you can like put your mic back on for those big like bracing moments. So like,
Do you have like a light one that you can kind of like, because the one I have is like not easy to just lug around.
it's heavy, but I have one with like a hex bottom,
Okay.
not the round. And
Yeah.
for whatever reason, it's been really like, I don't know, I like it. It's become a prop. Like
That's cool.
Without the cable. So I think about it sometimes, but I kind of just black out on stage and just let the
Yeah.
night go where it wants to go.
Yeah, the more you think about it, the more awkward it is.
Yeah, you just want to go up, like literally go on stage and just do your thing. Be yourself.
Definitely.
Even if you think it looks weird, it probably doesn't look
No,
weird
you just
to
commit.
others.
Like,
Yes.
that's the other thing
Commit.
is if I find myself doing something really weird on stage, like what is this hand motion I'm doing? I'm just like, okay, cool. I'm just committing to that.
Yeah. Lean
Like,
in.
Leaning in. Yeah.
Own it.
I think Jack Black said something like that on some interview he did. He was like, the key to acting is commit.
Yes.
Every stupid thing you do, you just double down
Just go.
and you just go and it works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you just kind of, people just assume that you meant to do the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that was on purpose.
It's the same as if you know you don't have the high note.
Yeah,
Like commit to the thing that you're going to do
Mhm.
and you'll look badass.
exactly. But you just can't second guess too
No,
much. If
don't
you second
hesitate.
guess, yeah, it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
And people can tell, kind of. But it's hard not to do that. Like, I think musicians are very self-critical.
I mean, yeah.
And battling that voice is something very constant that a lot of vocalists and just musicians more generally deal with.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever deal with that?
I'm the worst.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Cheney kicked my ass
Really?
in Utah. Like, because I'm so anxious. I have really bad performance anxiety. And I had a really weird, so in 2018, I had this period of time where my voice literally didn't connect. And I think ever since then, something in my brain like cracked. And there are these moments where I get so in my head that I think my voice is broken. And I always say like anxiety is like more detrimental than anything because that physically manifests and it doesn't allow your voice to be relaxed. So I had been struggling, and I still struggle with that, like making sure I don't get in my head before a show, because that's my biggest battle. And so I wouldn't recommend this for vocalists, but I can't warm up. If I warm up before a show, like do a formal vocal warm up, I will immediately get in my head and think that I'm the worst singer in the world, my voice is broken, I'm gonna die. So I have to basically mentally pretend that there is no show, that I'm like going on stage to just hang out. Like that is actually what I have to do now.
Wow.
To like trick my brain into not going into fight or flight. And so I've now like cut caffeine before a show because I have to bring my nerves down, because I know when I step on stage the adrenaline is enough.
Yeah.
So I can't really like have caffeine or give myself any like sort of stimulant before going on, because my anxiety is plenty enough to like fuel me on stage. Like it's been a struggle for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you ever use that for material? I know you have like a lot of mental health material for lyrics.
Yeah, there was a whole album I wrote with Red Handed Denial, I'd Rather Be Asleep. That was like completely about when I lost my voice, and it was during COVID.
Oof.
It was just brutal.
Yeah.
And that album really like helped me just express that and get that on paper. It was tough. I feel like those like little trauma responses still happen now.
I'm trapped within an endless dream.
So Cheney kicked my ass. She's like, "What the fuck, Lauren? You're badass. You gotta stop thinking like that." She laid it on me, and so like, and she's like, honestly, like her attitude towards like screaming and singing and performing was so cool to see because she's so confident.
Yeah.
And I fake it really well, but like, I'm pretty anxious, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm
that's,
anxious.
you know, a lot of people probably wouldn't think that. Like, I definitely wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of musicians get into music as like a way to cope with these kinds of things.
Yes.
And I could say the same for myself in a lot of ways. Like, I thought I was an introvert before I got into music. I just thought, I was like, I guess I'm just not into people that much. But then I started going to shows and playing music. I was like, I love people.
This is
This
the
is
best
awesome.
thing ever.
This is the best thing ever. Everybody
Yeah.
here is my best friend.
It's this beautiful like
yeah.
release. You're in it and you're connecting with people, and that to me is like almost more fulfilling than the music part of it. Like, I love talking to people
Me too.
and talking to them about like how music moves you, how vocals help you through something like that. I live for that. I could not.
Well, you're on the right podcast.
Amazing. I literally couldn't think of doing anything else with my life. Like,
Yeah.
I can't.
For you, has it ever been an option not to do it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you considered like ever like, it's not for me?
I mean, when I'm in my spirals, yes, I'm like, I'm gonna quit. I want to throw my phone in the ocean and move to Fiji. Like, I have those moments.
How do you get through them?
I just remember, and then 3 days later, I'll be like, oh God, I have this idea. Oh, I want to do this. I can't wait for this. And then I remember.
It comes back.
It just comes back in a big wave. And like, I was a school teacher all through the 2010s, and obviously like vocals and performing and making music is a huge part of my life, but so is teaching. But teaching is connecting with people.
It is.
And it just went full circle, and I was able to do my vocal course with Chris Lipe, and I was like, wow, I'm doing vocals and teaching. This is like the best of both worlds. So I think I could see myself going back to teaching if like my music career just dies tomorrow. But like, I think for me, it's about the people. Like, as long as I'm doing something where I can connect with people and share stories and be creative with it, that fills my bucket.
Well, I don't see it not working out for you from here on. I think it looks like it's going good.
I set the bar, like, I try and set my expectations low so I don't disappoint myself, but I just try and keep my feet on the ground. Like, that's always been my goal. And it's obviously hard now it's harder than ever now.
Yeah, it seems so.
With like all those social medias, you know?
Yeah, the algorithms.
Yes, those algorithms. And I think that has like tarnished a lot of the artist way.
And the spirit of artists.
Yeah, it's soul crushing.
It is.
And I think it's been a year and a half of not doing that.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because you were largely known as like a content creator type of person. You were doing lots of covers, lots of collaborations. You were on Musician Mansion, which was super cool. And then I saw that post that you made kind of recently.
Yeah, it was like maybe a month or two ago.
A month or two ago.
Yeah.
And I've seen some other content creators kind of do the same thing, like Addison from Showing Teeth.
Yeah.
She completely was like, she just changed her whole page
Yeah.
from Addison to Showing Teeth. She's like, I'm a musician now.
Yeah.
And so like, talk about what kind of led to that decision for you. Like, why did you decide to go more towards solo artists and less towards content creation?
Well, I had been in bands for like 10 years. Like, I was doing the musician thing, but then COVID hit and I like had to go full time with content. Like, how am I going to make music and do what I love and put food on my table? So I think I got caught in the cog. And then when it was working, it's sick. It's like, holy shit, this is getting millions of views. That's so sick. And I don't think I ever hated it. I love making covers. And I always made covers that I wanted to make. I don't think I ever did anything where I was like,
I hate
"Oh,
this song, but it's
I
popular.
hate the song, but it's like I'm never like a trend chaser. I always pick songs that I love because I love pop music, so it kind of works out.
That does help.
It does, but
I like technical death metal, so it doesn't.
yeah.
But then again, like I mean, doing a deathcore cover of a pop song is still pretty fun.
It's so fun. Like
Yeah.
I always want to make sure I feel joy. And once content creation became capitalistic,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw what it became.
Yeah, you kind of went through the whole like it's like earlier YouTube, like 2010s,
Yeah,
early
I was
2010s YouTube.
I was there.
It was kind of just for the love of the
Mm-hmm.
game. Like there weren't a lot of people making money from it. Only really the top echelon. Maybe.
Yeah. And I was doing it, like I would make, my little, you see me singing in front of my bookshelf. Like those videos were as genuine as the ones I make now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I'm better at it now. And those videos, I was learning how to do it. But when content creation became about like, what can I sell you?
Mm-hmm.
What can I monetize? What can I gain from this? How many likes can I get? How much reach? How can I placate to an algorithm? Even if I felt if I was being genuine about it, it felt disingenuous because of what the climate. And
Yeah.
I was fed up, and red-handed denial kind of slowed down, and now we're like not active anymore. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Who am I? And I was being pulled in so many directions.
Yeah.
I felt like, because I have so much creativity to give, but it got to a point where I was like, I have nothing to give anymore. And I can't keep putting a little bit in this basket and a little bit in this basket. And it just felt like the timing of like Red-Handed becoming inactive. Crazy 88 is an online project. Sky Limit is a Musician Mansion fake band, which we're not fake, but like it's not an active band. It's an online project.
Yeah.
And so, and covers and content creation, it's just like, everyone's like, Lauren, how do you juggle all this? I can't.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where it's like, I dropped all the pins. Like I was juggling all these pins and I dropped it all. And I was like, I can't do it anymore, because creativity or creatively and the joy all of a sudden left. And I realized, like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? So it got to a point where I had to soul search a little bit. Like, we're in 2026, like early 2025. I was like, what do I want to do? Okay, I've always wanted to make actual pop music, like rock, like pop music, but with guitars. And I've always wanted to do that. And I was like, why am I not doing that? Why? This is what I want to do. So I decided, I was like, I'm going to do this one thing now. And mentally, it like recentered myself. I'm able to like apply all my creativity to one thing.
That's awesome.
And so it's been a year and a half of me sort of rebuilding my identity and like building the world behind the scenes, writing my album, recording the album, and sort of like finding the pulse of what is going to define my music. And I found it. It's there. I'm so excited.
What do you think it is? What is the pulse that defines your music?
Well, it is fun, fierce, it's tough, but it's pop. It's pop music. Because
Really?
I've always been like, I've always had an R&B element about my voice, and that's always been my vocal comfort zone and what I love doing most. Like, even when I would sing Red-Handed Denial songs on stage, I would like sing it in an R&B context.
Yeah.
And that always felt so good. And then I'm like, why am I not writing music that's going to highlight the part of my voice that I love and that's comfortable and fun? So that's what I've been working on for a year and a half.
That's awesome. I
And
mean, the
it's
cool
been
thing,
one
there's
thing.
no rules.
No.
With music, you could just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask for anybody's
Yeah.
permission. You could just do whatever you want. It doesn't
Exactly. So it's been a year and a half of soul searching and almost finding my voice again. Like, what does my voice want to do?
Mm-hmm.
What's fun for me? And just let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something I've also realized is that, like, because I've gotten into the content creation game the past, like, year and a half or so, it's the pipeline from your content. Like, for me, it's like vocal coaching and covers of songs and like fun little bits or whatever. The pipeline from there to somebody listening to my band, it's not as strong as you would think a lot of the time.
No.
A lot of people are really just there to see something kind of familiar that they can giggle about or whatever, or share with their friend, but they're not going to take that extra jump and go to the bottom of the funnel.
No, and only the real ones will, and only the hardcore fans will. But that is the core, that you need those people.
You do.
And not everyone's going to do that. And I think that's always been the struggle with a lot of my friends too. Like you just said that. And a lot of the time, like taking the funny things and then being like, check out my album.
Yeah.
Like that's not why the person followed you.
Yeah.
They followed you because they found a funny video.
Right. It's like bands making memes, like the band, like an actual band page.
Yeah.
It's like they're playing shows. They're not trying to be content creators. They're trying to be a band, but they know that they can get a lot of clicks by doing a skit like, when the bassist is late to practice, LOL, and it just has fuck all to do with their music.
Right. So then the person who followed you because of that video, they followed you because it was funny.
If they followed you at all.
Right. So that's kind of this reevaluation that I'm having, is like anything that I'm going to put out there moving forward is the core is going to be my music.
Yeah.
And I don't want there to be any other motive. And if something's going to blow up, I want it to be my music and not like something that's adjacent.
Right.
And then you have to be like, hey, check out my new song, because like they're not there for that.
Right.
So it's been hard because I feel like my content has been even closer to the end goal. Like, sure, it's still my voice. It's a cover. It's on my Spotify. So if I were to make content that was even further away from that, I can't even imagine how difficult that would be. But it's hard enough to get the people who like the covers to listen to the originals. That's hard enough. And it's still very close.
Or even the people who liked a previous original to listen to a new one.
Exactly, because there's also just this oversaturation, obviously.
Always.
We've been there. We've been there for a while, but it's like, how are you going to balance, like, it's like, gain the attention, hook them in, but like...
That's part of the game. You got to play the game.
You have to, but then it's like, okay, but you want to hook them in so that the end goal is still in mind. Like, I just want you to listen to my song. So it's a struggle, man.
It is a struggle.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of musicians are very overwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
And it's not to bash content creation, because I enjoy that element and I love that. A lot of musicians really don't. They like, you've met them, like I don't do social media, man. It's like, well, it is a free marketing tool that could give you millions of plays on Spotify.
For sure.
So maybe you shouldn't just throw it away.
No.
But I do empathize with that perspective a lot, because there are times when I'm like, oh man, I haven't written a song in forever because I've just been busy making dumb videos.
Yeah.
Which are fun, and I like that, but that's a different creative outlet than making a song.
It's a different basket. And
Totally.
It's this big juggling act of like, how can I get people's attention, but also like, what's going to do something that really fulfills my soul creatively. And I've taken a huge like engagement hit.
Yeah.
Like I have. But I know in my heart that like when it's time to launch the music, like I'm going to apply everything I've ever known about content and just apply it to my music. But it's hard. You feel this like, oh my God, I'm going to be irrelevant. I didn't post in a week. Everyone forgot about me. It's like this anxiety that builds up. It's crazy. I hate it.
Yeah, it's the worst.
And it's, especially in 2026, like I barely scroll anymore.
That's good.
I only try and follow my friends and, support the homies, show up, pull up to the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pull up.
It's one of the best things you can do is to network. Like, even if you're just business minded, you're not actually just trying to do a cool thing and have a fun time at a show. Like, genuinely, one of the best things you can do in the music industry is just go to shows and just hang.
pull up and hang. Like
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. Like I want my feet on the ground.
Hey, alternate timeline Taylor here. Do you want to learn how to without destroying your voice? Well, I would love to teach you. I do one-on-one screaming lessons online catered to your specific screaming goals. I work with all levels from total beginners that can't scream at all to touring professional vocalists, all genre styles, and I can teach virtually any distortion technique that you want to learn. Whether you want to add just a little bit of angst and grit to your singing or make your neighbors concerned that you have been possessed by a demon. You can sign up and schedule a lesson right now with the link in the description, Screamforge Academy. Let's get screaming!
And I'm learning so much about even like local bands that aren't like the ones that all the magazines post about, like the ones we see every day. Like I want to know deep in the iceberg. I don't want to just see, you know, the big shows. We've lost the plot a little bit.
I think so.
We've lost the plot. Like
The attention game is really like taken
yeah.
over absolutely everything. And the thing is, that's like, you can't really separate that from musician career stuff because like how popular you are is almost synonymous with your success. I mean, you can define success in a whole bunch of ways. Like maybe you could write an album that just you like, that you just share with your friends, and that to you is success.
Sure.
But in general, that's not what people think being a successful musician is.
Yeah. And to me, like my definition of success is, can I pay my bills
Right.
and put food on my table with
And
my
not
music?
and not have to get a side job.
And thankfully, because of the covers, I've been there for a while. And that's given me the opportunity to be able to take this time of not feeling the need to post 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to post.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, because I had that time with my covers. And I'm like, you know what? I feel like I'm ready to move on from that. And I'm lucky, like every day I'm like grateful that happened. Like I'm grateful that Lovely blew up and Toxic and all the Halocene covers. Like that is, not many people can say that they did that. And I think sometimes content creation gets shit on.
It does.
And like a lot of the like real musicians like think it devalues people. And I used to be one of those people. Like I used to not want to be called a YouTuber. And I used to not want to be called a content creator, but I think I've just become so grateful that like even anybody gave me the time of day, and I'm so lucky that I'm able to put food on my table, and to me that's success, and now everything's just gravy. And it just gave me the opportunity to be able to take this break and make the music that I've always wanted to make. That's success to me. Sure, I want to play festivals, and like we have those moments of like, I should be playing that, I should be on that stage, and it's like, sure, we could go there in our brains, but like I can't feel ashamed of like some people knowing me as a YouTuber or a content creator, because I have so many hats. I'm just lucky. I feel lucky and I feel grateful.
Yeah.
And now it's just a new part of my journey, and that's just what I'm going to do now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't think content creation should be viewed as bad or like devaluing. I think it's like it's a tool that has liberated musicians in some ways and kind of put them in captivity in other ways.
It's a blessing and a curse.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yes.
That's the phrase I was looking for. But I mean, the blessing part of it is you don't need a label necessarily. You don't need distribution services. I mean, aside from like, you know, TuneCore, DistroKid or whatever, obviously. But you don't need to physically distribute your records. Technically, like you can
Things are less expensive. Like we don't have to blow.
It's accessible.
$100K on a record now. Like you can do it in your bedroom.
That was just impossible for bands before. Like I'd much rather live in the world where we're a little bit oversaturated and kind of screwed up in the head a little bit.
And people can live their dream and make the music they want to make in their bedroom. Like that's.
We live in a time of extremes. There's
Yes,
like
we
extreme
do.
bad with it, obviously. Like there's a lot of bad mental health associated, but there's also a lot of opportunity for independent artists that there never was before. Like
Absolutely.
you can make the most ridiculous music and you will find some weirdo Like
Someone will
across
listen to that.
halfway across the world that will like it, and
Yeah,
because they're the same kind of weird.
That will resonate with someone, and it will reach someone.
Yeah.
And that's super sick. Like I love how like the music we make can reach the most unexpected places. Like I have a weird, crazy following in Indonesia.
Really?
That's crazy to me.
Wow.
Like why? That should never be possible, but it's like that's cool as fuck. And
Very cool.
it's just these opportunities that we never would have had if we didn't have it. But I always think like, okay, like now I can't help but be suspicious of like intent now. Because like that struggle between like intent versus impact. Like, oh, this person's popping. They got millions of views, but it's like, why are they doing this? Why did they make this? Like, now we have to think about that. And like sometimes it's easy to pick out those ones, but sometimes it's not. And it can be devastating when you figure out like, oh, someone's not doing it for the right reasons. And it's like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, there was that thing with like Finn McKenty.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, that was so weird. Like
that was crazy.
He went from this guy that like seems like he's passionate about the scene, but he had this like cool music business angle and marketing, and like we all knew that marketing was his thing, but we didn't know that he just didn't care about the music.
He's like,
really.
by the way, I hated all of it. I just did it for the money. Bye.
I don't really think he was being honest. To be fair, I think that there is deep down a love for music. Why did he ever start doing it in the first place? Like
maybe he grew to hate it because of the
like culture of social media
maybe.
And
sure, like who knows? But
it was a weird thing for him to say.
It was weird to like tweet that, like the compulsion that a lot of people feel to just like say shit.
Yeah.
And it's like you just didn't.
You kind of don't have to.
You just didn't. That could have been an inside thought.
I liked his videos. I was subscribed.
Cool.
I was like, this is interesting.
I was subscribed too.
Yeah. I was like, ooh,
Punk
that's
MD.
lame.
Like that was cool.
Yeah, it was
But it's
cool.
like you could have just not. Like let me live in my bliss.
Yeah, there are a lot of grifters now, unfortunately. That's kind of
the
new development. Is people figured out that you can prey on people's worst impulses to get views instead of just trying to make something cool that you like.
Yeah, and I feel like using the rage bait and being like this excessive asshole.
Exposing fake guitarists, exposing fake this or, just
but
like all that inflammatory stuff. I'm just not a fan of it anymore.
Same, I've never been that.
I've actively tried to unsubscribe from things and unfollow people that make that style of content. And I think there is a place for it because some things need to get talked about that are like hot button or whatever.
The goss.
But I just want less negativity in my feed. And I even at one point made a video where I was going to criticize something. I was like, I'm upset about this. And then I made the video. I watched it back a couple times. I was like, I don't want to put this out there. Like, I didn't disagree with what I was saying about it, but it was just, it just wasn't necessary.
There's too much of that.
Yeah, there's plenty.
And I think we do need to like praise people more because it's become almost like metal TMZ a little bit. Like, you know who we're talking about, metal TMZ. It's like, today, this singer did this.
Yeah, like
and it's like, I don't give
alert.
a shit. Like, I don't care. I want to know what new music came out. I don't care that like this person, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care that this person broke up with this person.
Yeah, I don't care about people's personal lives that much, as long as they're not horrible, Nobody's perfect, but anyways.
But it feels like a lot of people or artists are like stoked on being a dick. Like they're like stoked about it.
That's wild.
And I'm like, why are we stoked about that?
Yeah.
Like we have enough shitty things happening. Oh God, it's so serious.
Yeah, things don't need to be serious.
No, metal's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
As it should be.
I think people are starting to catch on that we're just a bunch of nerds.
Yeah.
And that we're pretty harmless mostly.
I'm just out here buying Pokemon cards.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it.
For sure. So, last question I want to ask you is for you kind of a two-part.
Sure.
If you could go back in time and tell yourself anything, give yourself any piece of advice, the two parts are as a content creator and as a musician creatively. What would that advice be?
Stop being afraid.
Really?
Stop being afraid.
Okay.
That I would just tell myself that in both contexts.
Do you think that would work? Or do you think you
No.
would still be afraid?
I would still be terrified.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so afraid. Like, I'm afraid of my voice dying. I'm afraid of, people not liking me. I'm afraid of the thing I make, I won't like it. Like, I've just lived in fear for so long. And I guess, like, in the past, like, year and a half, I just don't give a shit anymore. Like, that's been the most freeing thing. And I'm not like 100% there. Like, I'm not, it's not like
You haven't achieved nirvana.
no, but
I don't think anybody really has.
I'm still hella anxious, but like I've just let that go. And I've chosen to just not live in that fear anymore. And it's helped me like mentally, it's helped my performances, it's helped my voice. Just fucking relax. Imagine telling someone who's anxious, "Hey, have you tried relaxing?" That's
work.
me. Like me telling my younger self, "Have you tried like not
Have you tried
being
just chilling out?
anxious?"
Yeah.
But yeah, I would literally tell myself like, "Stop being scared. You don't need to be scared."
What's the method to get through that though? Because I have a lot of students, you work with a lot of people learning how to scream as well. And, there are those people that just endlessly self-criticize to a point of paralysis. They overanalyze everything. And I sometimes have to stop them. I just say like, just go for it. Just stop thinking about it and just start doing the thing and accept that it could be bad.
I don't know if it comes with age. Like maybe when we're like 20, we're just like constantly trying to people please. I don't know. And it's gotten better over time, but I think when I really looked at everything I've ever done, I was like, holy shit, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Stop being so hard on yourself.
So like gratitude.
Yes,
is almost
it's like
the
a
answer.
gratitude and an acceptance, because we're constantly like, what's next? What's next? I gotta do this. But like, have you really like looked back and been like, look at what I've fucking done?
Or just be in the present moment even.
Yes, and like really just soaked in what is happening and what you have done. That's been just like a mental awakening that I've just gone through. And it's like, I don't care anymore about, how many likes does this get? Are people going to talk bad about me? Do people like me? Is my music heavy enough? Is there a breakdown in this song? Like, I literally don't give a shit anymore. If I like it, then that's fine.
I think that tends to resonate with more people. Because I've kind of gone through that same kind of cycle where it's just like, oh, are people going to like this? Does it have the trendy whatevers that are popular right now?
Does it have the like reactor moment where
Right.
the person's like, oh, the breakdown? I don't give a shit.
I feel like the reactor circuit
care.
has taken a hit too, honestly. Like, I think
mean-
people have started to view it differently.
Totally.
Yeah.
And like, because the intention has changed. It's like
It's been
now
capitalized a little bit,
The bands
yeah.
are like, oh, we're gonna write a song. Can't wait for Nick Nocturnal to react to this part. That intention, and then we lost the plot.
Yeah.
So it's like the soul of the music. And it's obvious. Like you can see like bands just trying to do that over and over. And I think we're all kind of getting tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm tired of doing that in my music. I'm tired of placating to people. And it's like, I'm excited for people to get mad when they realize, oh, there's only like 6 lines of screaming on my whole album.
Really?
Like, I'm stoked about that. Because I know at the end of the day, that was exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you shouldn't do something because you feel like you have to. You should
Right.
do it because you want to.
Do it because you want to and because you had fun. it
And
brings
you'll get a better
joy.
result out of that because, I mean, it's kind of an overused word, but authenticity is kind of important.
Yeah.
I think in art. I think it's a very overlooked thing in a lot of like modern music because people are too focused on the clicks. And
Yeah.
it's hard not to be because that's surrounding every facet of life right now. We're spending every moment on these goddamn apps. But the best music is made with just the intention of pleasing your own ears, I think.
I want to write a song that I like. That was the end goal. And it's like, I don't care anymore about like who's going to react to this? Who's going to post about it? Who's going to like do a guitar cover on it? I don't care. I liked it, and that's going to translate, and I think that's more real, especially in this age of AI. Like, that's real. That's real shit.
That is real shit.
So it's like embracing me and what I like, and that's kind of why I went into this solo thing not under a project name, because I could have done that. I could have renamed everything. But I'm doing this under Lauren Babic because, like, this is me. And anyone who's like, this is generic or whatever, I don't care, because these are the songs I want to make. And that's super freeing. Like, it feels so good.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good place to call it.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for this
Thank you.
conversation. This was super awesome.
I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I am Taylor Pace here with Lauren Babic, and I'll see you on another rundown.